So I was watching. Today is the Field of Dreams game, where they take the field that they used for the set for the movie Field of Dreams, and they have upgraded to a semi-good baseball stadium. Yeah, it is what it is. A little like double A, and two teams play on it, and then they talk about the nostalgia of baseball. Because the one thing about Field of Dreams, and if you're a baseball fan, baseball is America, as James Earl Jones says. That's the one constant is baseball. Um, and they come to the cornfield, and they had a bunch of older players came through, and my kids, older adults, but still, really weren't got into baseball until the last few years, couple 3 years ago. And we live near Atlanta. They've been to some of the Braves games, but they're not Braves fans. I'm a Dodger fan from going back to decades living in Los Angeles and listening to Vinny and Jerry Doggett and Ross Porter and all Russell Loeb, Say, and Garvey, all that. I grew up with all that. Okay, and I'm a hardcore Dodger fan. My kids aren't Dodger fans; they're Philly fans. Don't ask me how it happened, but they are, which is fine. I mean, the Phillies were playing the Twins in the Field of Dreams game, which is fine. It's great. I mean, Carl Schwarber hit a leadoff home run into the cornfield, so it was kind of cool. But before the game, ended ceremonies, a lot of older players came out, and I'm just listening to the names and going, saw him, saw him, saw him, saw him, saw him, wow, saw him, and because baseball has that. Baseball has that. When the name comes to you, you can remember a lot of stuff. That's the best thing about baseball. You remember them as players. Hell, Raleigh Fingers came out and in his all gray and his mustache still gray as hell rolled out. I thought it was fantastic. I laughed. Everyone's looking at me, I'm crazy because I remember Raleigh Fingers. But so I'm watching this and I'm enjoying that. And it's on Netflix. And so the advertising comes on. And all of a sudden, the beauty of baseball in the pregame is replaced by a commercial showing American military, Army, Navy, Marines, launching missiles, aircraft, bombing, everything. I'm watching this going, the hell? Now, I thought it was probably like, you see a few of the proud, the Marines, Marine Corps recruiting, or Army one. They did one for Air Force, Navy. But it didn't go there. It was just showing all this. And in the middle of it, or like the beginning of it, it shows a bunch of presidents saluting, but in the forefront is Donald Trump. I'm going, oh, wow, this is weird. And then they go through all this. It's at least a minute, maybe a minute and a half. And there's no narration, nothing, just these scenes of American military blowing shit up. Okay? And at the end of it, it's just, there's a screen that comes up, war.gov. And I go, oh, okay. This is a Pete Hesgett fucking propaganda film. They know the war is lost in Iran. They're losing the soldiers. The White House is in fucking panic mode because they have kept the Abraham Lincoln out for close to a year. They're set for 6-month increments. It's not that they wouldn't come out in the war, but these guys should be rotated home. It's time. Okay? What's worse, the logistics are gone. They're not getting the normal food and logistics support they normally get. They're getting crap. Sailors are starting to literally get depressed. Some want to jump off the ship, literally commit suicide. Why? Because this is a lot of pressure to be away from family for 9 months in a war they're just sitting around doing nothing about. And then, so they have that pressure, and the Pentagon's ignoring them. And one soldier in a report who went to his commanding officers and went to the medical team and said, hey, man, I'm not doing well. I need some help. We need to, get back to where we were. They ignored him. And he tried to take his life. His wife is reporting that. They're ignoring that. They are calling those people fake. All right. And then an announcement today that they have a new launch way to launch aircraft on aircraft carriers, which is probably magnetic lev, instead of steam. So they replaced a lot of the modern ones from the steam catapults to this mag lift. Okay. Donald Trump, who thinks he knows everything about war, now wants that ripped out and replaced back to the steam. You know how much that fucking going to cost? You know what's going to do to us? It's bad enough we don't have munitions to defend America. You're going to, cripple the military? This is a man who wants battleships, battleship division, new ships named in his name, when battleships are archaic. You don't fight a war with battleships. You fight a war with cruise missiles, projection power. You don't have shells anymore. You have missile boats. Again, I cannot believe in 2 years, Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump have literally crushed the military, made it a joke. And the Chinese are just laughing their ass off. And so is the Russians. If the Russians weren't tied up with the Ukrainians, they'd be doing some serious shit right now. Chinese will maybe soon. But as Napoleon said, don't interrupt your enemy when they're making mistakes. There's lying back, economically getting reset. They don't need to invade Taiwan. Taiwan will come to them once the U.S. turns on them like they've done by the way of trade. So basically, in the middle of a time where I could just not think about all this bullshit, there's this fucking sad propaganda commercial trying to convince me that the United States military is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But we're not. We've lost this war in Iran. It's a disaster. The Iranians don't even want to talk to Trump until he's out of office. The economy is suffering for it. We are a laughingstock around the world. And they think that we're stupid enough to watch this fucking propaganda film and go, everything's A-okay. Nothing. I cannot wait. I'm hoping we can get away from this. Because nothing is sacred, everything. Everything is a fucking just quagmire of Trump and his stench and his incompetency from all over the cabinet, ruining this country and people cheering it on. Oh, yeah, by the way, I didn't mention the paramilitary organization running around with carte blanche to do whatever they want to people. I don't know about you, I'm tired of Trump's America. And I'm going to try to vote in November to get rid of it. But it's going to be a long way to get rid of this cyst that has infected us. Because we're going to have to tear it out root and stem. Meanwhile, keep spreading this disease and its pus all over America.